Hi, Cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Sim, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. Sincerely speaking, everything that concerns Black people is close them up. Close them up. Change the name. Trash it out. We don't want it to be in existence. We don't want them to celebrate themselves. We don't want them to continue to excel. I mean, the things that matter most to them, the things that they have seen for years, going for them, like, that they have for themselves, cover it up, conceal it, give it another name, let them not identify with it again. How far can you go to cover up people's identity? How far can you go to stop people's happiness? How far can you go to make sure that people are not finding strength or are not seeing the the things that they have achieved so far, because all they are, because you can't conceal the things that I have done or my arts, and you think that it's okay. It is not okay. It is not okay. The truth is that diversity, equity, and inclusion is all, you know, just scrape them all off. It's just like Black graduations, mentorship, and all that. Let everything go. How long will they continue to bait Black people? Let's get into this.
So the University of Cincinnati just dropped African American from the Cultural Center, and I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, well, who cares? It's just a name change, but I'm going to tell you why it actually matters. And by the way, I will be putting out a second video later tonight that explains even more why this is so detrimental. That center wasn't just a building, it was a safe space built by Black students and alumni over decades. It was where they found mentorship, community, and the kind of support that makes the difference between staying in school or dropping out. Now, because of Ohio's ridiculous new law banning diversity and inclusion programs, thanks to Trump, the university stripped the name and turned it into a generic cultural center, which means the responsibility to keep those traditions alive, like, Black graduation celebrations, mentorship programs, student choirs, is now falling on the students themselves and alumni who had to set up their own nonprofit to fund it. That's not equality, guys. That is adding extra barriers and work to the very students who already face the steepest challenges on campus. And taking African American off of the door sends a message whether the university admits it or not, because it's saying your identity isn't something we're going to officially recognize anymore. So no, it's not just a name. It's about belonging. It's about history. It's about whether or not institutions are willing to stand up for the communities that built them. And don't forget, guys, because it's so important, I want everyone to know, I will be posting a part 2 breaking down exactly why Black graduation and these cultural traditions matter so much tonight, so tune in. So the first part of this video is pinned over on my page, so it's easy to find and all that stuff. I recommend watching that one before this one if you got time, but anyways. A lot of people ask, why do Black students need their own graduation celebration? Why can't, they just walk at the regular one like everybody else? Then nobody would be different. The answer is they already do. Black graduation is never a replacement, it's an addition. It's about creating a space where Black students who, often make up small percentages of the campus, can see each other, celebrate each other, and honor the unique struggles that it took to get there. It's cultural, too. Families and communities bring traditions, music, and history into the ceremony in ways that the giant university-wide graduation just doesn't. For many, it's the first college graduation in their entire family. That moment is bigger than just walking across a stage, and here's the part people miss. Black students statistically face steeper challenges on campus, from higher financial burdens to lower graduation rates to feeling isolated at predominantly white institutions. Centers like the one at UC helped fill those gaps with mentorship and community. Now that the state has banned DEI programs, though, the university cut those supports. So the burden of keeping Black graduation and those cultural traditions alive now falls on the students themselves and alumni who are raising their own money to make it happen. That's what makes it unfair, guys. So no, it's not about separating themselves. It's about surviving and trying to thrive in a system that was never built for them in the first place. It's very easy to understand if you have a heart. So the University of Cincinnati just dropped African American from the Cultural Center, and I know what people...
So some white presenting people get it. Listen to what this guy said. It's so true. Because honestly, I have an air dryer on, an air fryer on. That's what you're hearing in the background. Basically, them dropping the African American from this, basically because it's anti-DEI, it's woke. Let me tell you how absurd that, I mean, what he's saying is correct, but let me further extrapolate how absurd it is. As I said, going off of the thing I said last night, the 2 videos I made last night. Your very identity, what you call yourself. You call yourself Black American, you call yourself African American, you call yourself ADOS or FBA. Those very nomenclatures are going to come under attack. If they aren't already. But they're going to come under attack in a much more visible way at the state level, maybe city level, or even federal level. They've already removed those kind of Black, African American, that they've already moved those words from all the government documentation already. There was an article about that. So in a sense, they are trying to erase Black people. They're trying to remove us from society in so many ways, as I said, economically, socio-culturally, culturally, socio-politically. And those of you who are a member of the Divine Nine, these Black fraternities, look out. You may be under attack for your very fucking existence soon. This is what happens when things spread and they're not checked. They'll simply say, you know something? Why do these Black folks need their own special fraternities? That's woke. That's racist against white people. They don't need that. It's the same mentality behind the attack on affirmative action. It's the same mentality behind the attack on DEI. It's the same mentality where they go after anything that supposedly is said to be for Black people. They're suing the shit out of existence. It's the same reason why HBCUs are going to be under serious assault. I mean, they are right now. Anything that explicitly is named for us or caters for us, they're going to attack it as being woke. I want to say this. The Divine Nine Black fraternities are going to be under assault. You're going to have colleges starting to I don't know what the term is, but basically delegitimize their chapters. Once the Trump administration starts to set its sight on it, you're not gonna have people. You're gonna have yourself homeless on colleges and campuses. They're going to inflict that, or the university is not gonna get funding. I predicted what they're going to do to the museums and stuff, months and months ago. Before the election and shortly after. The Divine Nine, or Black fraternities and sororities, are going to be under assault real soon. Mark my fucking words. Our very, what we call ourselves, is a problem for these people. Which is insane to even fucking wrap your head around. What we call ourselves is a problem. Calling yourself Black is a fucking problem in this place. They go off of keywords, people. Like there was a story like, what was it? some microbiology symposium or something like that, and they had some stuff in the lobby, and because the description of what they were going to talk about mentioned the word diversity, a group of people who was having some kind of MAGA function at the same hotel basically came and tore up the display, kicked down the display, saying they're promoting wokeness in this hotel. I even did a video on that. Did a stitch video on that a while ago. That particular incident. This is how insane they're getting. So I just want to say something to my people, my fellow brothers and sisters. I didn't pledge, but I know a lot of people who have. Look out. Y'all need to be talking amongst the leadership and the members in professional society and stuff. Y'all need to prepare to defend yourselves legally for your very fucking existence. These people are not playing. They want to erase us. As I said last night, they actually want to remove us, extract us from society, and they want to relegate us back to those black jobs. It's part of that. But as the Divine Nine is something that has much beloved historical reasons for it, and they persist today. It's something that black people, I know a lot of black people that love that shit. They love the fact that they're a member of these sororities and fraternities. But I'm warning you, these people are coming for that too. As part of their assault on education, they're gonna come for that. Removing the name, I can't say it enough. It means they're coming after what we call ourselves. What black people in this country call ourselves. With African, what yeah. Good morning. As an addendum to the video just posted, do you know why black people especially are so overrepresented in terms of state, city, and federal level government work? It is because, as me and my buddy were talking the other day, it is because state level, city level, federal government work, there used to be almost automatic, substantial, almost guaranteed consequences and protections against racism, especially within those kind of workplaces. That's one of the key reasons. They're relatively free from bigotry and racism within those workplaces. We were protected in those workplaces. Not to say it doesn't still happen, it still happens, but there are consequences, tangible, substantial consequences that the offenders, those who dare be racist especially, would try their best not to incur on themselves. So in a sense, we were relatively safe. We had a sense of respite from the overbearing, omnipresent, pervasive racism that we have to deal with when we're outside of our homes and in between work. Because, come on, we've seen the studies, we've seen the whole resume, whole thing, the white sounding name versus the black sounding name when it comes to the private sector. Because you pass a couple civil rights laws doesn't mean that the pervasive anti-blackness and the racism within the private sector and in society, socioculturally and sociopolitically, doesn't still exist. You don't pass a law and then all of a sudden people's minds change. No. So, because they're targeting our quality of life, they went after that one place outside of our homes that we enjoyed a relative sense of escape from racism, bigotry, and discrimination. They went after our state, federal, city level government. They don't want us to have anywhere to go. They don't want us to feel safe. It's a targeted, pervasive campaign of anti-blackness. It's violent, hostile anti-blackness is what we're witnessing here. You think you get respectability by working in government job? No, we're taking that from you. Damn Negroes. You get no respectability in those jobs. You don't get to work with any dignity or respect. You think you're owed that? We used to own you people. You think you get that? You are beneath us. And we will stop this awful, long-term cosplaying you've been doing as respectable, dignified human beings. That ends now. You've passed your place, you've offended us, we feel wounded. And frankly, we're making their white supremacy a flagrant, plain to see lie. And as I said, whiteness, the identity of being white, is basically, as my friend said today, is short for white supremacy. Sorry, those of you who consider yourself white, that identity is part and parcel, was born of white supremacy. White supremacy, by its very nature, is anti-black at its foundational level. The other identities and the other non-whites get thrown in just for good measure, for GP, get thrown in for use or discarding as they see fit. They get thrown in as crowd control, while keeping the laser eye target on black people. So yeah, they know this about black people. We achieve some level of safety and a way as a sort of come up by working for government. And now they're ripping that away from us. They don't want us to feel safe anywhere. This is why they're going after government and getting rid of all these workers so hard. Because even though the majority of the workers are white, a sizable type of worker, the type of worker, the educated black worker, the black worker that has different skills or more skills than just being blue collar or field worker, that type of black worker has long been considered a threat to white supremacy. And that type of worker is overrepresented in government work than they are as black period in the general population of this country. that type of worker is a threat to white supremacy. So this is one of the reasons that they're targeting these government agencies, these agencies, as hard as they are. It's about extracting a certain type of black worker from society, from where they deem them not being worthy of being in.
This is all I got from this video. So far, you and I can testify that the administration has not been fair to people that look like me, and you can see that everything that they are working towards is to make sure that people that look like me are not excelling in anything. Do you know what it means to graduate as a black person coming from history? Excuse me, I'm going to digress a bit. I remember there was a video, a black young man. I will try and look for that video. If I am able to find it, I will attach that video. During his graduation, he was all suited and he was able to speak. And he was like, that today means a whole lot to him, to his family, and to the entire black community. Why? Because the stereotype that they always see about people that look like me has always been maybe going to prison, coming out from prison, or living a hard life, or things being really hard for them. And some people have not actually been able to see, come for graduation, right? Or being in the midst of people graduating and all that. And that he count himself and all the black people graduating very blessed to have the opportunity. And that, and because they are graduating doesn't mean that they have to be really joyful. Because you and I remember that during slavery, you can also remember that black people were not allowed to read, to write. And they have also done everything possible, right, to make sure that graduation and, going to school is hard for people that look like me. That was the reason why HBCUs started. Why did it start? Because most times when I hear people trying to say black people have this, black people have that, black people have that for themselves, and we do not have all that. Do you know how all those things started? Majority of them do not know, because they do not want to be in the same school with my people that look like me. They do not want to be in the same class with people that look like me. All these things are the things that they did. They tried so hard to make sure that people that look like me do not see the four walls of school. But still, they broke that record, right? If you look around, black women are the most educated demographic. It's something to be boastful of. It's something to be grateful of. It's something to rejoice. It's something to be happy for. I love the fact that they are breaking those boundaries. And you know one thing with black joy, that is what they don't want to say it. One thing with black wealth, they also do not want to eat it. They will also look for a way to make sure they close that chapter or that page where you are, where you find joy from, because you and I know how happy and how, grateful black people are when they finish college. They really do go extra mile, because people do not, I don't know, but they do not expect all that, But still, with all that's going on, with everything going on, they are excelling. They will always look for a way to stop you from enjoying one thing or being happy over some certain things happening for you, especially going to school, graduating, and being happy. If you also look around, you definitely will see that, just like the way he said that in government parastatals and all that, they do not want to my people to represent. You think they don't have their reasons for all that? Except you are not. It's only someone that is not smart that will think that there is no reason for it. There is a huge reason for that. That they do not want you. They do not want people that look like me to be in those offices. They fear so badly. They fear that you are going to take over that place and lock them out. They should really be very lucky and grateful that what my people are looking for is not that where they are thinking. Where my people are looking for, they are looking for a way to break that system that has been oppressing them. The day my people will wake up and say, I am coming for you people, you definitely will know what will happen. But for now, not until that system is broken. You know, one thing I am going to tell Black people is that I am so grateful that you all are going to school, despite the fact that they do not want you to see the four walls of school or four corners of school. I am so grateful that Black women are the most educated. You are breaking boundaries. Doctors, nurses, lawyers, realtors, all of it, engineers, all of it, the ones that I can mention now and the ones that I, business managers and all the rest of it, the ones that I cannot also mention. You all are doing great. You all are doing well. Being proud of yourself and also other people being proud of you, it's more than enough. So whichever way they want it to happen, you definitely will graduate and you will excel. That it's my prayers that we will continue, Black people will continue to excel. I will draw the curtain here. And one thing I'm going to say, no matter how hard they try, you cannot stop the sun from shining. Bye for now.